Good morning. My name is Ian Evans. I'm your ministerial intern here at UUAC at First Parish of Sherborne. My pronouns are he, him. Welcome to this house of worship. Come in bringing all of who you are. Bring your seeking soul, searching for meaning, for clarity, for hope, and for love. We come together in community, many born of different beliefs with a common set of values that guide us and challenge us to find the inherent dignity and sacred in all. These guiding values, especially in these times, call upon us to seek out, to welcome, to stand with marginalized and oppressed people, immigrants, people of color, transgender people, LGBTQ+, all those who face hatred and political attack for who they are. We want it to be known that this church is a sanctuary from fear, a home from hope and for love. All of us, marginalized or not, are held together by covenant and by love. Let us worship together, willing to be authentic with each other, honest with ourselves, and open to outreach and connection in all its forms. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Hi. My name is Reverend Jo, and my pronouns are she and her. I'm the Minister for Lifespan Learning. I'm really glad to join you on this epic Sunday. You'll hear more about it, but it's Music Sunday, it's Bridging Sunday, it's annual meeting, it's gorgeous out. I'm glad you're here. We want to start out by welcoming those who are joining us online, which this morning includes our own Reverend Nathan, who's healing up from some illness. We're good to see you and anybody else joining us across time and space. We're glad you're with us. A few pieces of logistical welcome to make sure you can feel at home in our sanctuary here. To your right, there are candles and prayer cards to lift up what's on your heart, places to sign up for chalice lightings and bell ringings for these last few weeks of the church year. The spots are going quickly, so make sure you get them while they're there, as well as write-ups on the monthly theme of healing. Those write-ups are gorgeous. Stick them in your bag, find it later when you most need it. There's an area in the back corner of the sanctuary for anyone who needs a cozier spot to wiggle around or play with some quiet toys or read some books. Today is a multi-generational service. We wanted to share the joy of Music Sunday and the excitement of seeing seniors bridge with our young folks. So young folks, you'll have some stuff that you'll be given during the Wonderbox time, but you can also make yourself cozy, and sounds and movement are part of life in this church. So if that happens, that is okay. There's nursery care for folks 4 and under around the corner, and we hope you'll take what you need. Those of you who are joining us as newcomers, we hope you'll stay in touch. There should be a blue card in your pew. Thank you, everybody. You're so well trained now. Thank you. First time I asked it on my first week here, people were like, you want me to do what? Thank you for holding it up. If you'd like to stay in touch with us, you can fill that out. We'll be in touch with info and the best darn newsletter you're ever going to get in your inbox. You can put that in the offering baskets or pass it in to me or Ian. We hope you'll join us after the service, not just for coffee hour, but for annual meeting. Even if you're not a member, even if you're here for the very first time, here to just listen to the music, it's a great way to learn about what people are passionate about in this church. It's really a cool way to get to know UUAC and to get to know folks who have been giving of their time and their talent. So we hope you'll stick around. Finally, here are a few more invitations. June and May are kind of the snowball season when everything is happening. So I'm going to just try and give you a few of the highlights. Tuesday of this week is the next session of the Defending Democracy Book Club. So that'll be at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Downstairs and in the, no, it says downstairs in the FOS room. That's not right. It's one or the other. Do you know?
Downstairs.
Downstairs, great. The FOS room is over there. We hope you'll come. This is Heather Cox Richardson's book, Defending Democracy. I hear the discussions have been stellar. And 2 weeks from now, there is a new Friends breakfast before church so this is Sunday, June 1st, 9 a.m. There are a lot of newer folks who may not yet have signed up. We hope that whether you feel brand new, you feel like you've been around for a while and you want to renew your connections, or you've been around for a long time and you want to welcome folks, come on for a free breakfast. It'll be lovely. Anyone who does want to officially become a member of UUAC during that worship service will also be recognized. It'll be low-key. Introverts, fear not. If you'd like to let Anastasia know that you're coming, we'll make sure we have enough food and supplies for everybody. Finally, coming on up, June is, among other things, Pride Month. There's going to be a lot going on. You'll hear more about it in several ways, but mark your calendars for Saturday, June 14th. This is going to be after our last service of the church year here, but Pride is Saturday, June 14th. 2 invitations for you. First, UUAC is going to march as its own contingent, and that's going to be so much fun if you want to walk or roll alongside them. If you want to get involved in that, you can talk with Megan and Ben over there after the service to get details and sign folks up. And before you march, that morning, you can let your spirit dance. For many years, I've been a part of coordinating a big, broad UU service at Arlington Street Church on the corner of Arlington and Boylston Street, which is also prime parade viewing spot. So if you want to just go to that service and then wait for UUAC to come by and cheer it on, that's perfect there. We hope you'll come. That's at 10 a.m., so you can do both. So you can do 10 a.m., worship service, woohoo, live band, it's going to be awesome, and then go march with UUAC. With that, let's take a breath. Let's take a moment and greet one another. You can turn around, stand up in your pews, say hello to folks you haven't met yet. Introduce yourself.
Okay, good morning. I'm bringing us back. It's always so beautiful to interrupt lively conversation and welcome. So good morning again. I'm Anastasia. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm your youth ministry and membership coordinator. I'm so happy to be here with you today, not only for Music Sunday, which Sarah will tell you more about, but also for today's bridging service. All of us from Senior Youth Group first want to thank you all for supporting our Pink Haven fundraiser, in which we raised over $1,000 to support trans folks. Yay! And that money will go to support trans folks relocating from red states. We could not have done it without you, so truly thank you so much. As we wrap up our youth activities for the church year, today we will honor our bridging 12th graders as they go forth onto their next steps in their journeys by hearing senior statements from a few of them and providing them with a blessing. To start us off, please join me in our opening words. Come one, come all, come with your missing pieces and your extra screws. Come all you flamboyant and drab, verbose and quiet fidgeting and lethargic. All you large vision. Bring your lisp and your stutter and your song. Bring your gravel and your drawl and your lilt. Bring your anger and your joy and your righteous indignation. Bring who you are, bring where you've traveled. Bring what you long for, and let us worship together.
Good morning. My name is Sarah. I use she, her pronouns, and I am your Director of Music Ministries. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Music Sunday and Bridging Sunday and Annual Meeting Sunday. Somehow, every time May comes around, I am shocked anew at how packed it is with activity of various sorts, how many things we need to pack into our services and our lives in general as we near the end of both the church year and the school year. And somehow I didn't really notice right away when we had scheduled Music Sunday right in the thick of it. It wasn't too hard, though, to get my mind around this combination, Music Sunday, Bridging Sunday. Music to mark and celebrate a rite of passage, that makes complete sense. And so that's the thread running through the pieces that you'll hear this morning. These are all pieces that, at least in my mind, have something to do with passage into the next phase of life, or into adulthood, or out into the world. We have Fauré's Cantique de Jean Racine, which he wrote when he was 19 years old himself, at the end of his time in school. And while the text of the song is an old, even at the time he wrote it, it was an old Christian prayer, musically it's always seemed to me to represent a sort of struggle with faith that feels very much connected to the time in life when we're figuring out who we are, what we believe, how we want to live in the world. You'll hear the way it begins with sweet, serene beauty before entering this harmonically dense and more complex passage until it finally releases out again into a more assured feeling. And we also sing, I have never loved someone the way I love you. That's the whole title. You'll hear in that the voice of the caregiver as they contemplate this time of heading out into the world for their child, and say some of the things that we all probably want to say and want to hear. When Thunder Comes is a piece that was new to me this year and that I have loved getting to know. Amazingly to me, the song about civil rights, resistance, fighting the good fight, taking up the drums was not written just this January, but it certainly feels timely. This is a wild time to be making one's way out into the world for sure. And when we sing Skyborn Music, a setting of Emerson's poem, Music, it's a reminder to those on the passage that music can be found everywhere. There's something to hear in the darkest, coldest places, as well as the warmest and brightest. And wherever you find yourself, there is music there still. One more song that you'll hear will be Emma's to sing, and she'll tell you about it when she sings. Also, in this time of celebrating a crossroads of beginnings and endings, before we launch into the service, I just want to take a moment to hold up the ending of a long and illustrious tenure on our music committee. When I arrived at UUAC almost 10 years ago, if you can believe that, Sally Demler had already been on the music committee for something like 20 years. And man, was I scared of her. Whew. What scared me then, though, is a lot of what I admire so deeply about Sally. We can always trust her to be honest and forthright, maybe a little brutally sometimes. That can be a little scary, but also we can count on her to do what she says she will do. And I've come to know and love, in music committee meetings and outside of them, Sally's warmth and her humor and her deep commitment to this place, to all of us, and to the music here. Sally was here for the first Music Sunday we had at UUAC, and the stories that she has about the long life of music here have helped me and many of us understand better who we are and what we're doing here. And as Sally's now resigning from the committee, I just wanted to express all of our deep gratitude for the work she has done and the friend she has been. Sally, if you would stand so we can recognize you. thank you with all our love and appreciation. And we will now rise in body or in spirit, or raise your voices to sing our hymn, our first hymn this morning. I invite the strings up to play. Music, we are going.
Please remain standing for our chalice lighting. Can Grace and Floyd please come up to light our chalice? This flaming chalice is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. That light of life, that fire of faith, and a chalice like cupped hands to hold it. Please say with me together our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another.
You may be seated, although I invite forward any young folks who want to be up close and personal for this Wonder Box. I'm going to need a lot of help. So if you're thinking about it, even if you're a little older but want to be up front and personal, come on up. Every week we have something in this box to help us wonder about a theme or a special ritual or holiday. Great. And I had fun thinking about today's, right? Because if you've been listening, you've heard there's a lot going on in today's service. Yeah, come on up, you can go around. Just don't trip our musicians, perfect, or trip over them. So we've heard it's Music Sunday. Did anybody catch what else is happening today? Rosie? Annual meeting. One other thing that's happening in the service. Grayson? The Wonder Box is part of it. The Wonder Box happens every week. There's something special that only happens once a year toward the end of the year. Did anybody catch what that was? Asher? Summer snowball fight. I don't know what that is, but I want in. All right, did anybody catch the word bridging? Anybody hear what that, did anybody have a guess at what that was if you didn't catch it during the service? Rosie? Bridge between spring and fall. Yeah, so you're giving us bridge as a metaphor, right? It's not a literal bridge that we're crossing a river with, but we're crossing something else. Grayson? People who build bridge, I love all these ideas. I want to give a hint. Okay, go ahead. All right, we are into the summer snowball fight. Can I give you guys here's what's going on. So, a few weeks ago, we had our coming of age service for kind of our middle schoolers. And then we've got this other ritual for those teenagers who have finished high school, they finished 12th grade, and they're going over a bridge to whatever is next for them. Sometimes it's college, sometimes it's an adventure or working, and we want to honor that moment. Grayson. Sometimes after college you do go to grad school, sometimes multiple times, as I can attest. One more thing, go ahead, and then we're going to keep going. You know, in grad school, do they do summer snowball fights? I bet if you went to grad school somewhere with snow, you would do summer snowball fights. All right, great. You've got a plan for yourself, for your future. So, in this congregation, we take a time toward the end of the year, in May or June, to recognize this moment in the life of our young adults who are moving from being a teenager to young adult or to whatever is next, right? A bridge takes us somewhere new. And I want to say, sometimes in Unitarian Universalist communities, we talk about this as we worry that it's a bridge to nowhere. That sometimes we don't do a great job of supporting our young adults after they've gone off from our congregations. And we want to make sure that's not true, that our bridge leads to the whatever's next, but we know that they are tied in community. So I would love for somebody to open the Wonder Box. You've already done something today. Come on up. Marina, if you'll open this and then hold it up. Maybe just hold up one of the things from inside of it. Or a whole handful. Go ahead. What are those? Ribbons. Great. So you're going to pass those out to any young folks up here who want, and then if there's extra, to who else. There is nothing special or magical about this ribbon. I'll start with that. But I remember many times in my life where I would feel lonely or I would feel worried about something, and I would see a reminder of a community or of friends who I knew were going to be there for me if I reached out to them. Even at summer camp, I remember once I tied a ribbon to my shoe as part of a color war. I wore that on my shoe for years, and anytime I looked down at my shoe, I remembered, wow, those people were really there for me, and I can reach out to them if I need to. Now, I'm giving you this ribbon at the beginning-ish of the service because I want you to keep it in your hands, to hold it with all sorts of love and good energy, to play with it, to weave something out of it. You can take 3 and braid them. And then when our young folks come up toward the end of the service, after we have done a ritual, you're going to come up with those ribbons. If you've lost them, we'll have a couple extra. You can either, as the youth prefer, tie it onto their wrist or put it to them in their cupped hands so that when they go on to whatever adventure is next, they have a reminder of this community, of these young folks who are part of their community who are growing up behind them and who are looking up to them and who will always treasure their relationship with you guys. Even if they don't really know you, it is so important to have those people going ahead to know what you're looking for. So can you guys do that? Can you hang on to them? Can you imbue them? Can you put into them all of the love and joy you would want somebody going away for a time from this community, but to always come back to? Yeah? Can you guys help with that? Great. So I'm going to call you guys back up toward the end, but meanwhile, I invite you to take those ribbons. If anybody else wants some, we'll put them maybe, put them near the Jolly Ranchers. That is perfect. And again, anybody of any age, send all of your good thoughts with it. So with that, we invite you to return to your seats. This next piece of music is one of my favorites to hear. You can tie it, if there's extras, you can take it and tie it as a reminder in your life. Meanwhile, let's go back to our seats. Thank you for helping take part in this ritual. And thank you, musicians, for offering your gift of song.
Now is a time for prayer. Please join me, putting your feet on the ground, taking in a couple deep breaths as we come together in this community, feeling each other in this building, sitting next to one another. Give yourself these few moments of silence and peace and prayer. We will now have our call to prayer. I know this rose will open. Now's a time for lighting candles for our prayers. We start with those prayers for loved ones so close to us and so close to our hearts. We have an anonymous prayer here. It says, for my grandmother who is navigating end of life and for all those who are helping her through it. A prayer from Reverend Joe for her service dog Sully, who isn't feeling too well with a new diagnosis of kidney disease. He'll love to say hello to you after the service, but just please go gentle with him today. There are so many prayers that are both said and unsaid. Please take a moment to think of those loved ones who are on your heart. I invite you to speak their names out loud or just to yourself inside. We light a candle for our loved ones. And look outside on this day that is threatening to be beautiful. We are connected to everything out there as well as in here. These are our prayers for the world. A prayer for success in the newest ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas. That the ceasefire between India and Pakistan may last, and that the ceasefire talks between Russia and Ukraine may begin. A prayer for peace. We light a candle for the world. There's so much to be thankful for today out in this world. We have a prayer of thanksgiving that just says, for long dreamed of possibilities opening for wholehearted discernment. A prayer from Kirsten and Don for the safe and healthy arrival of our grandson, Sean William, on May 15th. A prayer of thanksgiving from Sierra. Last week, in 3 ceremonies, Lydia graduated with 2 degrees from Parsons and Lang College of Liberal Arts. And it says here, woohoo. Woohoo! A prayer for Mr. Kermit the Frog on a very happy 70th birthday. To Kermit and the vision of Jim Henson, we give thanks for all the lovers, the dreamers, and you. A prayer of thanksgiving for all of our wonderful guest musicians joining us this morning. And to our choir, to Kathleen on piano, and to our beloved music director, Sarah. Thank you all for giving us the gift of music. And a prayer for the flowers from Gage Heath to Kathleen Dinsmore. Kathleen, can you raise your hand? Today we gave thanks to Kathleen Dinsmore, who many years ago helped to found our UUAC racial justice team to raise awareness of racial injustices and oppression in the world. She was a driving force behind important justice programming called Visions of Justice, which brought us all together in greater understanding of the need to fight oppression in all areas. We thank you, Kathleen. As you take... We thank you as you take a little break from leading those many ministries. While you continue both in your career as a lawyer and as president and founder of the Hopkinton Freedom Team to work for all those who need help and fairness and justice in the world. Thank you. We light a prayer for all those Thanksgivings. Please join me now for a time of prayer. Spirit of life, that which has many names and no names, we are brought together today with music, with bridging, with the many connections and the life that continues and flows. We know that there is much to be angry at out there, to be afraid of. But here we are celebrating life's newness, life's travels, and life's beauty. Thank you for our connections with each other. Thank you for all that we are thankful for. And thank you for the people who make our journeys through life possible and beautiful and welcoming. Amen.
have never loved someone the way I love you. I have never seen a smile like yours. And if you grow up to be king or clown or pauper,
I will say you are my favorite one in town.
I have never held a hand so soft and sacred. When I hear you laugh, I know heaven's key. And when I grow to be a puppy in the graveyard, I will send you all my love upon the breeze.
And if the breeze would blow your way, I will be the sun.
And if the sun won't shine your way, I will be the rain. And if the rain won't wash away all your aches and pains, I will find some other way to tell you you're okay.
You're
Go Boldly by Jean M. Olson from Becoming. May you be brave enough to expose your aching woundedness and reveal your vulnerability. May you speak your deepest truths, knowing that they will change as you do. May you sing the music within you, composing your own melody, playing your own song with all your heart. May you draw, paint, sculpt, and sew, showing the world your vision. May you write letters, poetry, biography, slogans, graffiti, the great novel, laying bare your words to love and hate. May you love even though your heart breaks again and again. And until the end of your days, may your life be fulfilled with possibilities and courage.
Hello, everyone, and good morning. My name is Emma Paul. I use the she series pronouns, and I am a member of this church, the Unitarian Universalist First Area Church at First Parish in Sherborne, as well as Sanctuary Boston. Sanctuary Boston is a Unitarian Universalist community founded by young adults that offers contemporary worship on Wednesday evenings, as well as small groups and other programs. Sanctuary Boston is finishing our 4th year of organizing a Boston area UU campus ministry. In the first year, we hired a part-time campus ministry coordinator who reached out to dozens of colleges in the Boston area and invited UU students to gather together in a caring UU community. Sanctuary offered a spiritual home to those students, myself included, through online small group ministry, worship on Wednesday evenings, other programs and outings in the city of Boston, as well as offering pastoral care and sending care packages to myself and other students during finals. In our second year, we expanded on this success and formed a cohort of 3 of my fellow student leaders who each organized new UU groups on their campuses at Brandeis, Northeastern, and Harvard. Our program partnered with those leaders to offer training, resources, ongoing support, and an organizing stipend. This year, we are continuing to connect with more students from more schools in the area, and we are continuing to support those leaders who founded new UU campus groups. Us UU students in Boston have been investing our time, talent, and energy to form what is becoming the largest campus ministry program in Unitarian Universalism. We hope, yes, woo! We hope that the UU congregations of the Boston area will match our energy by coming together to fund this ministry into the future. When a UU youth like myself leaves their home and congregation to travel to the Boston area for school, we are greeted on campus by evangelicals, Protestants, Catholics, and other religious groups offering a spiritual home. Unitarian Universalism, though, is largely absent. Other local churches, denominations, and specialized nonprofits like Campus Crusade for Christ know that young adulthood is a critical time of spiritual growth and formation of lifelong commitments to faith communities. They are walking their talk, investing resources in outreach, staff, and organizing to be the dominant religious presence on campuses. Unitarian Universalist young adults, however, often struggle to find like-minded spiritual communities. In the absence of a UU presence, 75% of these young adults leave Unitarian Universalism and never come back. Sanctuary Boston is imagining something different and inviting you to help build it. As someone who just graduated college, literally last weekend, thank you, I can definitely say that college is an interesting time in life. On the one hand, throughout college, my world had never felt bigger. Opportunities were everywhere, and it almost always felt like there was so much to do, so much to see. But on the other hand, my world felt small, the term Berkeley bubble being used to describe my community of a mere 6,000 undergraduate students at my now alma mater, Berklee College of Music in Boston. Sanctuary Boston, and more specifically, Sanctuary's campus ministry program, helped me to make meaningful connections outside of the Berkeley bubble. In fact, one Sanctuary friend, Leona, a recent graduate of Northeastern University, was recently a part of my senior recital at Berkeley entitled Growing Pains. My recital concluded with the song Being Alive from Stephen Sondheim's Company, the musical, and I was thrilled to be in the company of many friends, including Leona, who joined me on stage to speak lines of encouragement and advice. Just this past Friday night, I attended a grad party for another good Sanctuary friend, Ashley, a recent graduate of Wellesley College. Needless to say, the connections I have made through Sanctuary and the campus ministry program are strong, and I have no doubt will endure even now that I am out of college. Sanctuary Boston and Sanctuary Boston Campus Ministry was a humongous support to me throughout my college experience. My dream for Sanctuary Boston and for the Campus Ministry program is that they will grow and the Campus Ministry program will be able to support even more young adults than it already does. However, Sanctuary Boston and the Sanctuary Campus Ministry program can only grow with the support of fellow UU communities like you all. Please give generously to support Sanctuary Boston and Sanctuary's Boston area campus ministry for the future of our faith, as well as the present of it. You can learn more about Sanctuary Boston on our website, sanctuaryboston.org, and click on the Campus tab to learn more about Sanctuary Boston Campus Ministry. Thank you.
I now welcome Max Cohen and Liam Paul to sit behind me. Some of our seniors have chosen to share with us statements of reflection on their time with UUAC, their faith, and other things of importance to them about their next steps. We're really excited to hear it. So we now welcome Max and Liam to share their statements, and Max is gonna graciously go first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Max. My pronouns are he, him, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm from Natick, and I've been a part of this church when I was a very small child, and I've only recently returned this past year or so as a member of the senior youth group. Since only being here for the past year-ish of attending Sunday services and SYG meetings, I have found such a welcoming and wonderful community of people who inspire me to be the best version of myself. I previously had been very hesitant to call any faith or place of worship my own, especially growing up. Though I did come to church, I did not grow up in a religious or traditionally religious household. Although I am so grateful to my parents for introducing me to UUAC and also allowing me to find my own path and faith. I've always been searching for those experiences and ideas that let you see new things, and I find that here every Sunday. To have a moment to reflect, to meditate, and appreciate those around us is something sometimes missing from an otherwise very fast-paced life. I'm very happy to have found this space, these people, and this faith. I love learning about religion, and after watching every single episode of Crash Course Religion series with John Green this past few weeks, while I've been sewing, I have been searching for more. I look forward to continuing to learn about religion in college and bringing this experience with me. I'm going to be going to the University of Vermont in the fall to study sustainability, ecology, and policy. Thank you. And I am beyond excited for all of the adventures that lie ahead. I would especially like to thank all of the people who have helped me make it to where I am now, including the folks from SYG, Anastasia, Hank, Karin, Carly, Megan, and Katie, and of course Hannah. Thank you. Nathan, Joe, Ian, and of course my family. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank the folks from GANS. On behalf of my friends, don't worry, we will be back to shop when we're in town. Thank you.
Good morning, or almost good afternoon at this point. My name is Liam Paul, and I've been a member of this church since I was 2 years old. This fall, I will be attending the College of the Holy Cross. Thank you. As I stand here with my childhood now in the rearview mirror, getting ready to embark on both this exciting yet also anxiety-provoking new chapter, I've been reflecting on how the activities I chose to be involved in, the people I stay in time with, and the spaces I showed up in during my youth all contributed and influenced to who I am now as a young man, as well as the values I hold near and dear to me. I'm truly fortunate to have been able to be exposed to a smorgasbord of experiences throughout my childhood. I'm blessed to have a family that provided me with love and stability, which allowed me to take advantage of many opportunities and have lots of exposure to diverse perspectives, rich extracurricular activities in both the arts and sporting worlds, the opportunity to run my own business, a solid education, relationships with many relatives, especially my octogenarian grandfather, who apparently I might be cloned from. Travel, being raised in a religion with a tremendous intra-diversity of beliefs, friends, and more recently, a relationship with my girlfriend, who comes from a very different background than me. My mom, Paula, sitting right there, came from a more liberal, white-collar Polish family, where education was a value instilled. They were also a military family that moved several times during her childhood. My father, Kevin, right there, smiling. My father, Kevin, came from a patriotic, American, Irish, and conservative blue-collar family, and he grew up in a home filled with foster kids from all different backgrounds. While my mom was raised to be a very independent, my father initially did not stray too far from his tribe. Both parents were raised Catholic, a religion my mother would actively leave upon heading to college. It has been fascinating to observe the ways in which my parents carry their childhood experiences into their life and parenting, but also the ways in which they mindfully change from the way their families operated. Through time spent with both my maternal and paternal families, I've been exposed to these vastly different people. One of the reasons I appreciate growing up in Ashland is the diversity within our school system. Being the home of the Nyanza Superfund site, I know it's a little sad, but with a very diverse Framingham on one side and the more homogeneous H-towns bordering the other side, as well as the close to the 495 Science Belt, Ashland has many Brazilian and Indian students. I've truly enjoyed learning in such a diverse community. I now enjoy a relationship with my girlfriend, who lives in a different town, is a different race, a different religion, and her first language was Portuguese. I've enjoyed spending time with her and her family, learning more about their culture, their family traditions, and foods, and especially how their religion impacts their lives. After-school activities like football and basketball, student government, and theater also taught me a lot about who I want to be as an adult. When I was younger, I was involved in the theater, which exposed me to a very, very different community where kids could show up in any way that they wanted to be, often escaping from the outside cruel world. Football had the largest impact on me, showing me a world of tribal mentality, misogyny, collectivism, and patriarchy all at once. There would be weekends where I'd be in a football locker room and then in the UU church coming-of-age class, all within a few hours of each other. At times, this would really make me feel two-faced. But most importantly, it taught me how cognitive dissonance is exhausting and authenticity is freeing. My free time growing up was often spent with a group of boys who were my friend group since elementary school. At the end of my sophomore year of high school, I ended my tenure in this group as they were making different choices than me. Making this difficult decision to leave this group was a defining moment for me, as I became indivisible, yet simultaneously felt morally courageous. For most of my Sundays growing up, I attended this church, initially in RE classes, then OWL, during COVID in my PJs, hiding off the Zoom screen in the corner of my family room. Coming of age, and since then, worshiping in the sanctuary. The very roots of this church are built on service, acceptance, community, and collectivism. However, collectivism with a critical lens to each individual. Exploring other religious traditions and neighboring faiths, and having a melting pot of religious faiths in our church community has exposed me to many ways of approaching this world. And as Reverend Nathan says, we need not to think alike to love alike. Furthermore, being raised, taught, ministered, and mentored by men here who managed to find the balance between being very successful in their chosen fields and families, while also giving back to the communities they are passionate about, has role modeled for me a lot about who I want to be as a man. My passion for collecting and selling vintage sports cards has surrounded me with men from so many backgrounds. I've worked with a lot of older folks, corporate folks, people from different areas of the country, and I gotta be honest, just a lot of people trying to avoid the IRS. The industry has taught me a lot about integrity, business ethics, and how important softer interpersonal skills are for one to possess. As well as how, boomers view the world. That's another thing I've learned. I think I've had many, many opportunities to create the foundation for the kind of man I want to be. And these opportunities, coupled with my UU faith, have given me the freedom and permission to explore and discover what feels right to me, and shape me into who I am right now in this very moment. A young man, both excited and, I gotta be honest, a bit nervous for the future, thankful for this community and his family, and ready to journey into the next chapter. Thank you.
lot of the Paul/Wisniewski fam today. This next song is entitled My Days, and it's from The Notebook, the musical. I decided to choose this song today because it's about Allie, a young woman's journey in deciding how she wants to spend her days and who she wants to spend them with, which I think is especially prevalent for a bridging service.
Where am I? Where am I going? Is it somewhere that I want to go? And when I get there, is that where happy is? Or is it somewhere I already know? Sometimes I feel like I cry without a noise. Sometimes I feel like somebody chose my choice. I have to run away. I have to sit and stay. I want to live a life where I'm allowed to say that I'm proud of the way that I spent my days. I can feel something growing. It is small, but it's shifting the ground. When I was younger, I could hear it, but it's back. It's my sound. Sometimes I feel like I lost my only voice, but then I realize only I can choose my choice. I have to run away. I have to sit and stay. I want to live a life where I'm allowed to say that I'm proud of the way that I spent my days. These days, all we ever really get are days to dream and days to lose. I just need to choose my time. I have to run away. I have to stay. I'm gonna live a life where I am proud to say that I followed my joy, I followed my heart. I lived this one wild life, I ripped it apart. I pushed through the corners with no apologies. And finally I can say I know the way. I'll say that I love the way that I spent my days.
We're going to invite our seniors down to the floor level with us, so pardon us while we relocate. We want to be where folks can join us. Hi. All right, while I roll down here, kiddos, if you still got your ribbon, hold on to that and make sure you're putting good energy into it, because we're going to need it. Okay. As we said, one of the most important things we do as a community is mark life moments. We celebrate births, coming of age, unions. And this moment, we recognize your transition into young adulthood.
In Unitarian Universalism, this transition, as our seniors graduate from high school and transition to the next stage of their lives as young adults, is often referred to as bridging. The transition, the bridge between these two life stages, between the faith home of their childhood and the faith home of their future.
Today, we honor all of our high school seniors who are bridging, some of whom are here today, and we've heard from them, and some are in absentia, but part of our community, so we speak their names. Max Cohen, Leon Paul, Janie Hyde, Sophia Mish, Lila Sermon, and Owen Vaughn. And if there are any other 12th graders here who are present who would like to come on up and be recognized, please, we welcome you. This is not a bridge to nowhere, and this is not a farewell. This is a recognition of your blossoming into young adulthood. So I want to also invite up your families as they're willing and able to come join you, so that we can send our blessings and our love to these amazing young adults, as well as to those who aren't with us this morning. They get all our love too.
Liam and Max, you are at a threshold moment, a moment that is at once both an ending and a beginning. We know that this is a moment that can be filled with so many emotions: excitement, worry, curiosity, sadness, and anticipation. Today, we honor all those feelings you may bring to this moment of change in your life. We know that relationships in your life may be changing rapidly. You are moving into fuller adulthood. You may be leaving home for the first time. Your families are learning to support you in new ways, and you are learning new ways to be a more independent adult.
And we want you to know that as your religious home, we acknowledge how important this moment is and the changes it brings. And we want you to know how valued you are as part of this community. And so with that in mind, just like we ask our families and our congregation to make promises, as we did to our coming of age, young adults, or younger adults, and to our babies, we ask this congregation to pledge their support to you in these moments. But first, those closest to you, your families, offer their support and love, because in these different moments in our lives, we need different promises from our faith communities, our families, and our loved ones. So to your families, hi. You have watched this young adult grow, gaining skills and independence. You've shown them how to be kind, brave, and generous, and to seek to be faithful to their highest ideals. You've sought to teach them the principles of your life and your faith, and now we mark their growing independence as they slowly, not all at once, but nevertheless clearly, keep moving toward the blossoming of their adulthood, which takes a long time. Don't rush it. And so as they face new challenges and embrace new levels of independence, do you promise today to rejoice in who these people are today and who they are yet to become? Do you promise to support their growing ability to make their own choices and to help them, sometimes when asked and sometimes when needed, in ways that support their growing independence? Do you promise to love and care for them as you have always done, but now as an adult? And do you give them your love and your blessings as they mark this moment on their journey? If so, say, we do. We do. I invite you to give your kiddos a hug and have a seat, or siblings a hug and have a seat. Youth, stay on up here.
All right, now to the whole congregation, These young adults who stand before you, Liam and Max, have grown in this church and may call this faith home. So I ask of our congregation, do you promise to always welcome these young adults into this space with open arms and to continue to embrace them as part of this community? And do you promise to support and uphold them, encouraging, engaging, and enjoying them? And will you seek to support their families as well as they mark a major transition in the life of their family? And finally, do you promise to work to find ways to support these people as young adults and other young adults who may seek to find a home in our faith as they deepen their faith and their commitments? If so, please say, we do. We do.
And finally, to our beloved young adult bridgers, will you visit us when you're back in the area? Neither of you are going too far, so I hope so. Will you seek to live the principles of our faith as you make more and more choices in the world? Will you work to acknowledge that this change is not only a change for you, but for others who love you as well? And will you remember that however far you go, you are loved, and there is a place for you here, at this church and at any UU church you might journey into? If so, please say we will.
We will.
We have a gift for each of you as you embark on this next stage of your life. This book, which I'm going to ask you to take from my hands, it's called Becoming, and it's a collection of readings and meditations on adulthood. A lot of us may have heard of this book before. May it be a reminder to you that we are never finished becoming who we are, and a reminder that we are always cheering you on, whomever and however you become. Max and Liam, today we bless you as you bridge from youth to young adulthood. We give you all of our love, our support, and our open arms and open hearts, today and all the days to come.
Any kiddos who've got that ribbon, come on up, please. Remember that you are tied in love, in commitment. You can either put it in their hands or, whoa. Yeah, you can put it in Liam's hand there. All right, let's evenly share because we love them both.
Can we give some to Max?
Let's make sure Max has some too. May you remember that you are bound to this community. I think that might be close enough as far as we can get for this moment.
I have a really big hand.
Thank you all for lending your support to this web of connection. Max and Liam, tie them where you're going to see them when you most need them.
There we go. We got it.
Commitment, we got it fit. And know that you are so loved and you are so enough. Congratulations. Beloveds, we know this has been a chock-full service. We hope you'll stick around for coffee hour downstairs, and then come on back up for a prompt annual meeting. For childcare, folks can hang out with me in the back corner of the room for that. We hope you'll join us. You all are such a gift. Thank you. If Ian or Anastasia would come up and extinguish our candles and chalice here, we say together our call to ministry. We go forth into the world in peace, to act with works of love, to affirm each person's dignity, and to cherish the living earth. Beloveds, we are going to a place where music falls and fills up everything. And though it might be a long time, I know it's going to be all right because we've already started to sing. Go and be peace. Go in peace. Be peace as well.